It's time to get your morning started with the news you need to know.
News update.
This is what's trending with DJ and PK. Hashtag Utah Jazz.
Just feel like defense is one of those things where if you're not getting it going offensively, that's something that can really kickstart your game. For me, I know that's my way on the floor, and that's kind of what I've been building off of, and it kind of gets me going offensively as well. So I feel like being aggressive on the defensive end, it kind of just pulls everything together.
Defense, PK. Play some defense. Pull your game together. Get your act together. Get a W, unless you're the Utah Jazz, in which case Cody Williams could just play some good defense and maybe lose to the Pacers tonight. It's a battle of two of the bottom six teams in the NBA.
I don't see it.
You don't see the Jazz losing?
I don't, no.
Yeah. Pacers are going back-to-back. Lost to the Rockets at home last night. Plus, you just think the Jazz are better.
Yeah. Well,
there it is.
Major reason.
The major reason. You're better, and they're going back-to-back. And there you go.
Yeah, the back-to-back home. I think all back-to-back should be when you're home rather than getting on a plane and flying a couple hours and so forth. Sure it factors in, but it's more about I just look at the rosters.
Keontae George out with an ankle. Yusuf Nurkic out resting.
Yeah, he's gassed, man.
Got to be gassed.
A big dude.
They will, however, have Lauri Markkanen, apparently.
It's just like horse racing, You don't race back-to-back.
You don't. Even in 2 weeks is a little, they always raise an eyebrow at the Preakness 2 weeks after the Derby.
Yeah, particularly the length of the race. And I learned yesterday that Jim McMahon has his own race at Turf Paradise.
Oh, he does?
Yes.
The Jim McMahon Classic?
Yes, exactly. It's exactly what it's called. Literally.
Nice.
And Yak showed me that. And he says yesterday, I guess he was on Snapgram or something like that.
Snapgram?
He shows me this picture. He says, "Do you know where this is?" I look at it. Yeah, it's Turf Paradise. Yeah. He says, Jim McMahon's got a race. He said, yeah. So I investigated it a little bit. And then the funny thing, you talk about ironic coincidence.
Uh-huh.
I'm flicking around last night, just bored after the Kansas game.
Yeah.
And I come to this movie called it's like the Drifters or the Grifters or something. I'm not even sure what the name of it was. But there they were filming a scene at Turf Paradise. That was so weird.
And the horse track of your youth just kept popping up yesterday.
Yeah, after he mentions it after the show, it says, "Do you know where this is?" And I tell him, and then I'm just flicking around some show, and there it was. They were coming out of the building. I thought, that looks familiar. And then right on the side, Turf Paradise. So, your horse racing thing there. And Jim McMahon, he lives in Scottsdale. I think most people know that. Has a race named after him. And he was there.
Well, I figured it was either the Jim McMahon Classic, the Jim McMahon Stakes, or the Jim McMahon Derby. I don't know what else they would name a race. 1-3 shot. Jazz probably have better than a 1-3 shot tonight in Indianapolis. Pre-game at 4 o'clock with Jake Scott and Tim Lacombe. Tip-off at 5 right here on The Zone. DJ and PK.
Hashtag NBA.
Trade rumors are flying. James Harden and the Clippers have agreed that, they could part ways. There could be a deal there. Harden's not even with the team. Some personal reasons. He's missed the last couple games. Speculation among the Clippers and Cavaliers could be close to a deal. Clippers have been mentioned as one of 4 or 5 landing spots for Giannis Antetokounmpo. See if they pull together a deal or decide none of these deals are good enough. Let's wait for the summer or make a deal with the
in your voice. Wow.
Warriors or Knicks. All the drama. Right down to the wire here.
Yeah, the rumor is Harden wants out. They won't sign him to an extension. He knows Kawhi Leonard's going to get suspended, blah, 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 blah. You want to believe in all those conspiracies.
An arbitrator ruled in favor of suspended Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier in a salary dispute with the NBA. He was indicted in a gambling investigation. His salary's been in escrow since December. He's slated to make approximately $26.6 million. So, looks like he's going to get his money. Any suspensions, which I guess was a big thing with Paul George, that helps the Sixers they take that money off and helps them negotiate the salary cap and the luxury tax and all that stuff. So while it doesn't sound like a big deal, and obviously the player, the money, and then the club, what kind of room does that give them to make a move or not pay some big tax? So they battle these things out tooth and nail to the bitter end. DJ and PK.
Hashtag college basketball.
Darryn Peterson got over his cramps, played 35 minutes, scored 19 points, missed a bunch of shots in this one, wasn't on fire the way it was against BYU, but helped Kansas to a very good road win. They win at Texas Tech 64-61 in a battle of ranked teams. So, good W for Kansas.
And Peterson looked very smooth on those 2 3-pointers, man. They were big-time shots. Tech doesn't have their one guy. Anderson didn't play, and so that was a little bit of obviously a blow there. But it was a fun game. You know, you look at Peterson. In my mind, clearly he's a better shooter than DeBonsa from the perimeter. I think that if I were, depending on what my team situation was, I still would consider DeBonsa ahead of Peterson, because I think Peterson, to an extent, not completely, because no one is, you're going to get better, but he's closer to what he's going to become. I think DeBonsa
still has a lot of upside and the higher ceiling.
And he's longer.
Yep.
And, now he's got to get better. If I'm going right now, one game in the NCAA tournament, I'm taking Peterson. But that's not the way NBA people look at it.
Nope.
So they shouldn't look at it like that. It'll be interesting to see. It'll be something fun to watch in June for sure. Oh, and in May, after the lottery order is announced, how that works and what teams are looking for. And maybe you can't go wrong with either kid. But you want, when you're drafting 1 or 2 and there's this talk of these 2 or 3, 4, 5 guys, man, you want to get the best player possible over a 10-year period. So I still believe there's opportunities there when we get to, say, like 2030, 2035, that DeBonsa could be the best player of all the kids and be better than Peterson.
Sounds crazy to say 2030 or 2035, and yet that's the exact window these guys have played through. So
yeah.
Sacramento State beats Weber State in California, 104-90. High-scoring game there. DJ and PK.
Hashtag NFL.
The one thing I do know is we're going to have 9 games internationally. It's the ambition that we have to be a global sport, but it's also the demand that we're having. We're hearing from cities all over the world that want to host these games and that really want to get more American football, and that's one of the things that we're really focused on.
The NFL is going to return to Mexico as part of a 3-year deal. So there's Roger Goodell, the commissioner, saying more international games coming. They're going to play in France for the first time ever. It'll be the Saints and the Browns in Paris. They want to go to 16 international games. I assume they won't make anyone play internationally the week before the playoffs. Give them a little break there at the end of the year. And maybe some weeks they'll have a couple international games. We'll see how that plays out. But more travel coming for NFL players. Seattle Seahawks offensive coordinator Clint Kubiak deflecting all questions this week about his being the next head coach of the Raiders, saying he's locked in on the Super Bowl. Quote, I can just tell you I'm all in on the Seahawks. I'm all in on this game. Whatever comes next, we'll deal with that on Monday. Think he's putting together a coaching staff in his free time?
I think they have time.
Yeah.
So I don't think he needs to do that this close. I think there's...
The calendar's a little more favorable in the NFL than it is in college football?
1,000 times more. Yeah, absolutely it is. It's clearly, and they'll wait. So I don't see, especially now that we're right on the doorstep. If it would have been maybe 3-4 weeks ago or something, but this news is coming out this very week. So what's a few more days? Yeah, I have no doubt that
the draft and OTAs are still a ways off.
Yeah, there's plenty of time, and even the combine thing.
Mm-hmm.
He can have time, still 2-3 weeks away, time to get all that stuff done.
DJ and PK.
Hashtag college football.
Tennessee Volunteers starting quarterback Joey Aguilar filed a lawsuit. He seeks an extra year of eligibility to play this fall. The suit argues that Aguilar should be allowed a 4th year of Division I football rather than having the years he spent at junior college in California. For 2019 to 2022 count against his eligibility. It's just JC football doesn't count anymore, PK, if he gets his way in court. This would be the second time. We've already seen that argument carry the day once. We'll see if it carries it again.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Seven years, just too much. JC football always counted. Why does it not count now? Because there's NIL and there's a lot of money to be made, and the players will ask anybody to play until they can find someone to say yes.
Okay.
DJ and PK.
Hashtag Major League Baseball.
Seattle Mariners bolstering their infield with the addition of All-Star Brendan Donovan in a 3-team trade with the Cardinals and the Rays, who get prospects and draft picks in the deal. So, Seattle Mariners, you like that move? Scaring you with that?
Sure, anytime you can get an all-star. Now they're losing their third baseman, Suarez. I think he went back to the Reds where he started. But, yeah, sure. Why wouldn't you? He's a very good player.
Countdown is on. It's almost time to report. Pitchers and catchers. We're closing in.
Yeah, I think that they report most of them on the 10th, and then 5 days later, the whole group gets going, and away we go. It's the sign of the annual renewal, which we will not have next year.
We will lack an annual renewal?
I just don't see where that.
Have you heard about the timing of that? Because labor stoppage and just, camps, if those things cost money, I didn't know if they could get the players in and make the money off the preseason and then off the spring training, or just cancel that expense altogether and just start right there.
Well, if they should get, they did this a few years back, they got an agreement during March and they threw together a spring training on the fly.
Yeah.
And it was really cool because we were down there. And
nobody had planned for it, so you could get tickets.
Oh, yeah.
Different deal.
Right.
If you've never tried to go to a Cubs game, good luck.
Yeah.
You got a better chance of getting a ticket at Wrigley in April or May than you do in Arizona in March.
Right. They flock. And now with the Dodgers having
moved from Vero Beach.
Yeah. And so we were there. They got it together. We go out to see the Dodgers, and I'm literally in the first row and not having to pay that kind of money. And this is probably whenever they had the last stoppage, 5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah, whatever it was.
But they're coming out to pitch, unbeknownst to me, was Kershaw. That was really cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
And was the place half full?
I don't remember, but I remember that I had really good seats.
Yeah.
And I was excited, and normally you would have had to prepare for that weeks out.
Right. All right, DJ and PK.
Hashtag NHL.
Here comes Schmaltz with McBain and Marino. Back for Marino. In front, tapped in, and they score! Special delivery from John Marino to Nick Schmaltz. Schmaltz in front, shoots and scores again. Nick Schmaltz has 2 tonight. Oh, you're killing me, Schmaltz. Utah numbers ahead. Keller and Schmaltz. Schmaltz shoots and scores! Another Hattie for Nick Schmaltz. Send him!
Utah Mammoth blow out the Vancouver Whitecaps 6-2. Nick Schmaltz, the hat trick, goals 20, 21, and 22 on the year for him. And J.J. Peterka gets his 20th goal. Those guys probably on the way to 30. Lawson Krause, Mikhail Sergachev also score, and the Mammoth roll to the victory they had to have, PK. No long losing streaks, you said. Back-to-back losses, they stopped it against the worst team in the NHL.
Great.
Put the 2 points in the bank.
And in the back of the net, too.
And the back of the net, too. One more game for the Mammoth now on Wednesday, and then the 3-week Olympic break. Nashville GM Barry Trotz announced he plans to step down from his position and retire. He will remain on the job until the team identifies his successor. His vision for a veteran-laden squad never materialized into a team that could contend for the playoffs, much less a Stanley Cup. Nashville, one of the teams chasing Utah in the bid for the last couple of spots there in the playoffs. DJ and PK, that is what is trending. It is brought to you by Shamrock Plumbing. There's no job too big or too small. Get the personal touch with Shamrock Plumbing. Coming up, Brian Geltzeiler joins us with the NBA trade deadline right around the corner. We'll talk with him at 8:30. Mike Folta, radio voice of the Utah Mammoth, at 9 o'clock. And it's a Utah Jazz Ticket Tuesday. We'll give away tickets to watch the Jazz and the Kings February 11th at the Delta Center. And we'll do that coming up at 8:30 and 9:30. DJ and PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.